Miss Gemmin, you want to run through this grass? Oh, yo, that's a bush. Yo, you might die. Get over here. Can you record sideways, chat?
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side.
We're going to be talking about things that are genuinely important for public access training and things that are like, do you really need it? You know, there's a lot of people that insist that your dog needs to have a perfect focus heel, this, and that. It's a load of bullshit. So as someone who's been handling a service dog for 5 years now, and has also been training service dogs for other people for around 2 to 3 years now, there's a lot of things that you're never actually going to utilize or is just unnecessary, you know? So your dog needs to have good focus around distractions. That is a must. If your dog can't focus around distractions like people and stuff, or this dog over there that we're slowly approaching, leave it, then your dog's not going to be able to accurately perform their job in a public setting. Jasmine, sit. So she's allowed to look around and stuff. As you can see, she's rather curious, but again, checking in on me. She's got a nice focus. Touch. 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 Yes. Spin. As you can see, when prompted, she's able to perform certain commands. She's not overly concerned about this dog. Hey, sit. She's more concerned about that kid, honestly. Holy shit, that dog is pulling. So anyways, number 2. She doesn't need to be in a perfect heel, going based off of that dog over there. That dog was not in a heel at all. So a heel is not required by ADA law, but typically people teach their dog how to heel because it's just more practical for a very crowded setting like this. But do they have to be in a contact heel like Jasmine right now? Absolutely not. That's just, there's no point, you know, there's no point in this flashy heel. Jasmine, yes, I could get her to do a little steppy step and have her looking directly at me the whole time. Jasmine, focus. Yes. Good lady. Focus. Yes. But is this practical? No. Are you expecting her to look at you the entirety of every single outing for the rest of her life? No, it's just not practical. But your dog should have relative leash manners. They should understand leash pressure. They should also understand just where they should be. You don't want your dog 10 feet ahead of you because then if, let's say, they're scent trained, they can't track the scent from you if they're too far in front of you. If your dog is for mobility purposes and you need help bracing, how is the dog supposed to brace you if it's 10 feet in front of you? It's not. The dog's not going to brace you if it's 10 feet in front of you because it's 10 feet in front of you. So, Jasmine, here. So typically you want your dog within like a little 5-foot bubble around you, I say. Not too far ahead of you, not too far behind you. If I start moving around, you just want her to stay close, but she doesn't have to maintain contact with me. That's okay. If she prefers to maintain contact with me, that's also okay. That's her problem, not mine. I typically teach a contact heel only because it shows the dog what I prefer, but I'm not going to correct her if she's over here versus right beside me. It's just impractical. And sometimes it's also nice for them not to be right up on you like this because for me, now with my back injury, I have a little bit more instability. So if I stumble to the side, I don't want to step on Pooh's peas. That's so sad. So sometimes having a dog that follows at a distance like this is more beneficial. Flashy tricks are not needed. I utilize the spin while walking and a down while walking. Jasmine, sit. Okay, just to see how much she's paying attention. And that also gauges, 1, how quickly she can respond to things that she's not expecting. 2, keeps her mind sharp, keeps her focused on me, ready for literally anything and the unexpected. And also just keeps her engaged with me because, like, unexpected games she genuinely does enjoy. But typically, when I want to make sure that she's engaged and having fun, I just ask for a little spin like that. She finds it fun. She gets to whip around. she gets a treat. People around me get a laugh. One thing that your dog does need to know by the time that they start public access training is their tasks. They don't have to have perfected tasks, but they do need to know their tasks. Not all states allow service dogs in training, but some do, like Florida. Florida State allows service dogs in training as long as they fit ADA guidelines of being housebroken, having at least one task, and are under control of the handler. Hey! So just make sure you're following state laws for that, because if something were to happen, or if there were to be a situation, you might not be covered by state law if there were to be like a lawsuit happening, for example. But your dog does need to know their tasks. So like, for example, if I start heavy breathing right now, I do expect Jasmine to alert, even if she's focused on the people over there, which is a lot of people in this mall. So if I start going just like that, I need her to be able to task appropriately and properly while in a public setting. Another thing that your dog should be able to do is just maintain relative pace changes. If I start jogging, she should be with me. If I start walking and come to a stop, she should also be with me. Now, she's allowed to make mistakes. Shit happens. But it's a matter of actually being in tune with you as a handler. Not everybody prefers escalators. I use them. My dogs are trained for them, as you can see. I don't have to tell her anything. I don't have to lure her. She's very comfortable on this escalator. But not everyone's comfortable with it, especially with long-haired dogs or smaller dogs. There's a lot more risk of their paws getting caught. So as long as your dog is either able to do an escalator or an elevator, you're okay. Leave it? Yes. Your dog should have a good leave it command. There's always a lot of chaos in public. Okay, yep. Good. Yes. There's always a lot of chaos in public. Let's see. These people over there are distracting Jasmine. They're like, hi puppy, this and that. That shit's gonna happen when you have a service dog. But you just need to make sure you're able to redirect your focus, your dog's focus back onto you. Because if you can't redirect your dog's focus, you risk them reacting or missing an alert. So that is very vital. So, of course, now I want to give a demonstration of a leave it cue, and she's like not bothered by anything. This is non-scripted. I'm just going based off the top of my head. Another thing your dog should be able to handle, though, and I mildly talked about this on TikTok and stuff, was if you have like a medical condition, a chronic medical condition like me, which is a psychiatric condition. Now, it's good for psychiatric service dogs to know this as well, but it's not nearly as vital. If you were to have a chronic medical condition like myself, if you need to have your dog be able to be handled by somebody else for short periods of time. It doesn't have to be hours at a time. It has to be short period. Like, they have to be able to be okay with it, you know? They're allowed to be worried about where you're at. They don't have to listen perfectly with the other person, but they have to be okay with being handled. They can't have any sort of negative reaction towards it. Let's say I faint. Most of the time, when I have fainting episodes, I'm able to get it under control by myself relatively quickly, but there has been a few situations where I continuously faint and regain consciousness, and faint and regain consciousness, and I get stuck in that loop because my body's not working properly to regulate itself. And there's been situations where I genuinely consider calling EMS. But in a situation like that, Jasmine, leave it? Yes. Touch? Yes. You need to be able to have your dog be handled by someone else, or at least be okay with being separated from an extended period of time, because, like, let's say I'm unconscious and someone calls EMS. Realistically, someone in the EMS team is going to grab my dog and pull it off of me to be able to check my vitals and stuff. They can't work on me if my dog is on me, you know? Your dog should be okay with wearing gear. A lot of people wear minimal gear on their dog, and that's okay, but typically, especially in high populated areas like this, if you have a dog that performs significant amount of tasks for you, or crucial tasks like medical alerts, your dog needs to be able to wear gear so you can identify the dog, which is not required but still preferred, but also so people know not to touch the dog. If people see, there's so many fakes nowadays that people let pet. People see a dog, hi puppy. But if your dog is wearing something like this, You know, not to mess with it. Your dog needs to be okay with foreign people touching it. I can't tell you how many times people do a little drive-by pet where I'm walking past and they just right down the body. Is she allowed to be uncomfortable with it and not like it? Yeah, it's fine. Leilani does not like people she doesn't know touching them. But she doesn't bite them. That's what matters. Sit your butt. Wait. Your dog should also be able to perform downstays and stuff. So let's say I leave her here. I have to get up and get something. Your dog realistically needs to remain under control and be reliable from a distance. This is something that's more practical. Does my dog need to be in a perfect downstay if I go 40 feet away? No. Is she able to? Yeah. Wait. Y'all bitches can't even see me in frame, but you know that my dog is listening. But is that realistic? No. But she should at least be able to stay from right around here and be able to come uncalled. I could recall her past a bunch of food and she'll ignore it. Another thing that your service dog doesn't, it's unrealistic, is to expect them to be off leash 24/7. A lot of like TikTok and social media and stuff, they see service dogs like this off leash. Jasmine, I'm a professional dog trainer, so that means Jasmine is owned by a professional dog trainer. So she's going to be a little bit above standard versus everybody else's service dogs that people are owner training. I do this for a living. Now, should your dog, whether they work on leash, like whether they work on or off leash, should your dog be able to maintain relative amount of control off leash for a second? Like let's say I drop the leash or something. Yes, your dog should be able to control itself, not run off, you know. But at the same time, you shouldn't expect this because this is a lot. This is a lot for any dog. And it's taken me, Jasmine's 4.5. So it's taken me 4.5 years to perfect this with Jasmine. Jasmine, focus? Yes. Your dog should know how to do stairs. I avoid stairs because they give me medical episodes. But your dog should know how to do stairs at an appropriate speed. I shouldn't be here and have my dog all the way down the fucking stairs. Go poo. Like realistically, see, I haven't even recalled her. She just knows that that's not what she's supposed to do. So I could be going down pretty fast and then just stop, and she's like, "Oh shit." Oh, good. Another thing that's impractical is you shouldn't expect perfection from your dog. Even in unedited videos, people are like, "Oh my god, Jasmine rarely ever makes a mistake, this and that." And I'm like, I know my dog doesn't make mistakes, but that she's not normal, you know? Jasmine is not a normal dog. Expect your dog to sniff something as they walk past. Expect your dog to do something. Watch, I'm gonna make Jasmine make a mistake. Switch sides. Good. She doesn't heel on this side. She only guides on this side. So eventually, knowing her, she's gonna go behind me and switch to the other side when she realizes that I'm just asking her to heel. So, they all make mistakes. But right now, for some reason, just like that. That is exactly, I told her to heel on this side. She knows she doesn't heel on that side. She only guides. She realizes she's not guiding. She's like, okay, I'm switching this side. That's a mistake. They all make mistakes. That is normal for them. One thing your dog should be good at is settling. That's one thing that's like not really expectation versus reality. Now, some dogs, when they're learning how to settle, have a hard time settling. Jasmine is beautiful at settling, honestly. I could leave her like right here. She'd be fine. I could literally leave her right here. So like, down, down, settle. I could leave her there. I could actually probably loop around the mall and come back and my dog would still be there unless someone took her. But like, hey, hey, hey. Your dog should be able to maintain relative composure. And they should be able to wait in lines. Now that's something that takes a lot of practice, waiting in lines. Another thing, some dogs, sometimes you need to tell your dog more than once to do something. I had to tell Jasmine to leave it twice earlier before she left it. It pissed me off. It's like, what are you doing? But like, she could, just like how we kind of space out, dogs space out too. She's probably thinking about the next time she's about to get a treat, honestly. But like realistically, can't expect her to be 100% focused all the time. The button. This is the button, not the wall. Another thing your dog should be able to do is potty on command. Even though a lot of dogs have a hard time going potty in public, that's something that's rather important for your dog. Leilani struggled with it for the longest time. Can you hey, I don't know what she just got distracted by. A lot of dogs do struggle in outdoor settings because you have to think of the breeze, the amount of additional smells, things going on. If you have a dog who has prey drive, there's squirrels, birds, and shit, but they still should be able to, as a service dog, they should be able to maintain the same amount of composure inside as outside. Although it's okay for them to get additionally distracted, that shit happens. Like how Pooh was just sniffing the air. That was so bad. Overall, social media is a lie, and a lot of it is glamorized, and a lot of mistakes, and a lot of things that are not desired or cut out from shit, when realistically, sometimes these guys are shitheads, and they're still dogs as much as you train them.
I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left.